Hello and welcome to Amaro's Intuitive Studio on YouTube. This is your weekly Astro-Tarot scope for the week of March 14th to March 20th, 2021. And this week we are still in Pisces season. It is the last week of Pisces season, and dare I say the most powerful week yet, because right now we have both the sun and the moon in Pisces this weekend. So if you have not seen it yet, a brand new moon ritual was released March 13th for the new moon, and you're gonna get a really deep idea of what Pisces is. Maybe if you have no idea whatsoever, if you have a comprehensive knowledge of this, it's not going to go very deep for you. But if you are new to all this, I'm learning, and I'm trying to share that in a way that is easy to understand, a little bit at a time, as I am learning. So that is why you see all these different videos and the little kind of lessons built into them, because I'm learning too. So definitely check that out. There's also just a meditation if you want to check that out as well, because coming up, this, like I said, this is the last week of Pisces season. And then coming up on the 20th of March, the sun moves into Aries. And you see we're moving from this watery, compassionate, forgiving energy into a spontaneous, dynamic, crusading energy. Okay, so it's much, it's just a little bit less forgiving, like it says here. It's not as soft, let's say that, okay? You'll see this pick up. The earth warms in spring, and you're also going to see a very special video for the spring equinox. Just the energy of the spring is going to come out this week as well. It's a big week in the stars, so pay attention to that. There's a lot of growth, that potential. You're not locked into anything yet, but this spring, whatever we have planted, okay, emotionally, or if we're not actually aware of what's going on in here inside of us, we're gonna see things that we don't like springing up from the, this warming soil, okay? What have you planted? Pay attention to that. And now let's get into the actual energy of the week. So if you have been here week to week, you will recognize these karma cards. Know that they're going to bring us a message with the associating astro dice. I'm going to get these set up, and then we will talk all about them. Okay, so let's talk about what came out. First, we have Uranus, and it's saying that things might be shaken up a little bit this week. Enlightenment and awakening. This literally is the week of the spring equinox. Awakening, emerging life. So that's super powerful. Things might change suddenly. If you're going deep, and you have been going deep with us into these meditations, with the moons, you've been accessing some things that maybe you haven't in a while, and that's bound to change your life circumstances. Okay. Libra is the next dice that came up. Diplomatic and gracious, seeks harmony and balance in relationships. So if things are being jostled around for you, do not be afraid of it. It is meant for your highest good. If you are self-honoring, you can love people more truly. So sometimes you start to realize that people don't really like us as we are, and they are in relationship with us for the wrong reasons. So it's something to notice, to feel around. It's not my judgment, it's your judgment. Okay? and let things go if they need to go. And then the 8th house, transformational area of your life, shared resources and intense emotions. So these might be very close relationships to you that are seeing changes. So, an unusual example of cooperation to perfect personal power. A different way of looking at decisions about the mysteries of life. An unexpected change resulting from the fairness shown by a major change. So change. This is the week of change. We are shifting into a new season. We are shifting into a new planet. It's fire. It's awakening. And look at that lightning bolt. So whether you want it or not, things are going to change, okay? Let it be for your highest good and honor yourself. If you're not, you're just going to repeat this all over again. Take the lessons and bring things into the space that honor you and honor everyone around you because you honor you, okay? Be who you are, authentic to you. Find out who that is and create relationships from there. And be around people who love you, like you, not who you pretended to be to fit in. All right, our next message comes from the Flower of Life. So this message was very excited to come out. It says, you are loved. Create a new way to be in your life. Return to love. That's what we're doing. Seeking harmony and balance in relationships. That's self-honoring. You have the support and love of the universe as you step through the veils of perceived responsibilities into freedom. No one has been placed upon this earth to make you happy. Just it is not your responsibility to make anyone else happy. Your job is to feel the best you can in every moment, freeing yourself and everyone else of the idea that we have to please others to be loved. You are so loved by the whole universe. Accept this love and feel all of your relationships deepen, becoming more authentic and unconditional. You are love and you are loved. Bring that here. Okay, bring that shift here. Let that be what awakens for you. What's changing? Something is going to change. Let it be from a place of love within your heart for yourself. The 9 of Materials is going to be definitely like a self. Wow, 9 of Materials, 10 of Materials. You guys, that's real wild. And actually, you have no idea how incredible that is, because these are like the fulfillment in real life cards. This is on your own. This is like complete. This is your emotional relationships. This is your community. This is your family, your home. This is like an external fulfillment, like that's manifest. It's not just emotional, but it's something that is felt. And that is telling you very, very explicitly, because this came out first, that it starts inside of you. The blossoming comes from within, okay? Then you are able to bring that into the world. This is a message you hear probably in some form or another every single time you come here. That it comes from within. It starts from within. Okay, inner harmony starts. My goodness, wow, you have no idea. First of all, I want to tell you that this card already came out for me once today. I pulled 2 cards up today, and this was one of them. This is complete emotional fulfillment. Complete. Now, if you look these up, and I encourage you to, very much so, look up these cards that are here and see what they mean. The 9 of Pentacles or coins, the 10 of Pentacles or coins, the 10 of Cups, and the Star, which we have not talked about yet. This is like a miracle, I guess. I mean, it's like your wish come true. What did you wish on a star for? That's what we're talking about here. Okay? Until you actually look these up, you're not going to quite get how intense this is. I don't know how to explain it. It's like very intense. I feel it very intensely in my own heart because I'm going to link actually below this so you can quickly read and glance what these mean. They're the like the highest attainment of our own willpower. Can I say that? Like this is divine. This is a major arcana, which means this is like divine influence, cosmic influence, like what you trust in, what you call out to, your prayers. That's what's being honored, okay? What you pour into, whether you believe your source is within, the earth, the stars, you know, whatever you call your source and wherever that comes from, if you truly believe and are ready to receive it, it's ready for you. But you have to decide to make these changes. It's very, very personal and very specific. You have to decide that you're going to make these changes for yourself, because this has nothing to do with anybody but you. If it has to come from a place of pure satisfaction on your own before you can bring that here out into the world, right? You blossom inwardly and then you get to experience it manifest physically in the world, okay? In your relationships, your career. You have to choose to make space for that, okay? You have to make the choices that follow your path of self-fulfillment. You have to honor that in your relationships and make the tough choices to have relationships that are fair. If something changes, honor it. Let the people who are capable of stepping up to meet you do that. They are capable. Don't ever let anyone let you believe that they're not capable of respecting you, of showing you love, of loving themselves. We are all capable. Okay, we may not have found a way to hear that yet, access that yet, feel that yet. That's possible. I'm not trying to like shame if someone has, you know, if we have like deep-seated wounds and traumas and emotional issues that we cannot see our way out of. I needed therapy, okay, to even see it, to even start this road. I needed many people from outside of me to help nudge me in the right direction, because I was not self-honoring. That's all I can really say. And since I became that and I became more aware, I became more aware on purpose because I started to honor my own satisfaction. My personal key and tip that the one thing that I never lost sight of through all the ups and downs, whether I was actually honoring myself or not, was I want to feel more satisfied. I want to feel satisfied. So every single thing I did, every move I made, every step I took was, is this satisfying? Is this satisfying? Is this satisfying? If it wasn't, I would take a step back. Sometimes I just wasn't ready. There was a lot of anxiety. Okay, so this is going to be who is looking over us. This is our ancestor, Angels and Ancestors Oracle. Honor your inner knowing. Hey, if you think, man, I don't know. How would you explain how this lines up? Honor yourself. Honor yourself. How many times this is the word honor? How many times have I said that word to you now? Honor you. Everything will rise to meet you. Your prayers are answered when you honor you. Those are your choices, okay? It's available to you. The energy is there for you. Everything is there for you. It's all there to help us. Some of the lessons are really hard. to get through. And we all need help sometimes. Don't judge some form of help if it's making you feel better. And I don't mean like, there's sometimes we need things that make us feel better short term, and sometimes we need things that make us feel better long term. And it's okay to honor both those things. Some things we can do short term and it's okay, but they're destructive long term. Okay? And we have to honor both of those things. In the moment, in a crisis moment, oh my goodness. In the crisis moment, we have to choose to honor what we need in that moment, okay, at that time. It may not be the long-term thing that we need that's going to actually fulfill our goals in that way, but in the moment, we may need something to kind of soften the experience for us. That way, we can start to tap into ourselves, okay? It's okay to soothe ourselves. We just have to, again, be self-aware, be honest with ourselves, self-responsible. The only person who is hurt or helped here ultimately is ourself. So, I mean, yes, we can hurt and help others. We can lift up other people and family, but ultimately, we lift up others from a place of self-honor. That way, we have it overflowing, and it can pour into the world without depleting us. A self-fulfilling well, that you're like a spring. You become a spring of life, okay? Sometimes you need external stimulation to make that happen, and sometimes you need to kind of cut off external stimulation to make that happen. Listen to you and honor what that is, okay? What way do you need to go? Do you need to be closer, more intimacy, or more boundaries? That is entirely up to you. So I'm not telling you to cut anything off. I'm saying honor where the energy is taking you in every relationship. And if that relationship is not honoring you, how much are you honoring yourself in other areas of your life? You have to be aware. Loving compassion, okay? And this is part of the Medicine Mother message. Loving compassion. And if you're looking at the image, imagery, oh my goodness. So, all right. The third part of this message, I don't know why, but I feel called to use these 3 decks together every week as like a message from Spirit, Ancestors. And this is the message that came out from the Divine Abundance Oracle. Companionship change. And I was almost going to put it back in, but I'm like, wow, and I can't put that back in now. With all this that we've been talking about, relationships, on the self-honoring, it says, giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. I don't think that I can be any more clear. What's there to say? We make space and time, and we put energy into certain things and people and relationships. Are those pouring back in? And if they're not, what becomes of us? That is entirely for your own judgment and discretion. But I think being compassionate with ourselves and not feeling weighed down by ties to certain relationships. I'm just saying relationships because this is saying relationships. I mean, normally I wouldn't be so specific, but that's what it's about. Who is close to you, and do they nourish you? do they pour into you in a way that helps you pour into the world, or do they... Because it's not even saying, there's no negativity to this. This is like extravagant energy. I can't even tell you how powerful this is, but I told you I will link it below, so you can have like a quick look at what they mean. If you honor your inner knowing and your inner self, and you make these changes based on that sacred crossroads, the choices are yours. How do you feel in your relationships? How do you feel in your relationships? And which ones aren't quite right? That's up to you, right? And if you keep space for things that aren't quite right, what does it make more space for? Things that don't feel quite right. So it's kind of like up to you entirely where you put your energy. 100%. It's all about self-responsibility, and I honestly see self-responsibility as a gift, because what is more empowering than... Look at this. What I focus on, I attract more of. Starting with today, I will be more conscious of what I choose to spend my time speaking or thinking of. That may have to do with what you talk about, right? In certain relationships. Is that really what you want to talk about? Honor your own boundaries. Be specific. You can be kind and specific with people. Honor yourself always. And you also honor them. I will do more of the things that bring me joy, and see as more of these things begin to effortlessly flow in my life. So the relationship changes, you make space for the ones, and they just come in, they fill in to that space that you've been craving. See, we keep people around us because we love the companionship, but sometimes we hold on a little too tight to things that are not quite right for us, and we don't have this space to let in things that feel better, that are more self-honoring. Maybe we don't realize that those are possible. Let's finish up with our final message, the red part on the bottom of the karma cards. Final advice from the cosmos. Stir up the situation by using relationships as a life or death issue. Be open about new ideas about the beauty of getting and using power. Invent a new way. Do it with your partners and use other people's resources. Very interesting. And I think this has a lot to do with energy. I'll be completely honest with you. Like when it came to a deep anxiety that I had, like a place in my life that I had that, it was a life or death issue. My relationships, the way people poured into me, the way that I was supported, or if people were willing to grow with me and listen to me as I established boundaries, it very much was. And when we talk about the beauty of getting and using power, there are some people in this world who do not use their resources against others, okay? They use those things to lift up and pour in. So pay attention to what you give your attention to. What sort of relationships do you pour into, and how does it feel? It is always your choice, but if you want this complete satisfaction and you want the gift, okay, of those relationships that are true to you, you have to create the space by letting go of relationships that do not honor you. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up so I know that this is making a difference in your life every week. Please subscribe so you can be notified of the spring equinox spread for the spring season and the shift into Aries season, including the special birthday video for all the Aries out there. Thank you so much for being here. Have an awesome week.